Boom, 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 boom. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Hey guys. Hey. What's that? M Girl Inc. Hello everybody. Hey Sister BB. Hey Kirsten. Samuel, how y'all doing? Miss Misha Smith, hello, baby, we do cakes. Is that like, what kind of cakes is that? Is that like a baking company? Or, I don't know. How y'all doing? Hey, 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 is that Marva? Miss Marvelous, Apostle Joshua, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, guys. Hello, we are all good to see you. Good to see you too. Hello from Beach Park. I wish I was on the beach. It's snowing out here in Chicago. Oh, it's your dream. Okay, that's cool. I love it. Good afternoon from Chicago. Yeah, from the windy city. It's cold out here. I love healthy scopes. That's good. I hope to get y'all healthy. This sounds disgusting. Yeah, some people's gut is disgusting. That's the disgusting part. Hey, daughter of Zion. Hi from Connecticut, from North Carolina. How's it going? First time catching your scope. Hey, Prodell. Well, I hope you get blessed on this scope. Here you come. Right. See, he always cracking jokes. Hey, Candace. Hey, Candace. I ate bad this morning. Terica, now, come on now. I hope, are we still meeting tomorrow? You get you some salad for dinner. All right. Hey, Lady Nettie. All right, y'all. I got a meeting in a little bit, but I sat in my car for like the last, why would you name this scope this? It's a healthy gut. Do you know what a gut is? You got to get a healthy gut, a healthy intestines, all right? Getting healthy before the new year. Yeah, I tell y'all that people gain about 10 to 15 pounds during, right, it's a healthy stomach. It's a healthy gut, a healthy stomach. A lot of people don't have healthy guts or healthy stomachs. A lot of people gain weight over the holidays. So what's good for me right now? So I don't want y'all to gain weight over the holidays. I had an endoscopy last year. How did it turn out? How did it speak to me? So yeah, and guys, I just want you to know really quick, I got some books that I have, and I'm going to send out a survey for you all. Probiotics, yeah, and I'm going to talk to you about probiotics and which probiotic you should use, because all of them, you can't use all of them. What was I saying? Somebody I just got lost a train of thought. Well, anyway, yeah. So we're going to talk about making sure that you don't, wind up unhealthy over the holidays. Hey guys, it's, people, it's a lot of sickness that's happening. Yeah, survey. Thank you. You got me back on track again. Why should we not gain weight? I want to get a survey out to you all to see, what would be like your favorite products or your favorite type of information that you would want me to get out to you. Some will be for free. A lot of them be for free, and some will be for cost, but I want to kind of be able to provide you guys with the stuff that you feel like you need more of, as far as like detoxification, weight loss, eating healthy, health, anything that deals with basically health, relationship stuff even. I just want to, I'm going to send a survey out. I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'll let you know when I put it on there. And it's only a few questions. It literally will take you less than a minute. I want you guys to look out for it. And if you can just fill out that survey for me, it will help me to know how to best serve you with the material. So just want to get that out the way really quick. Problem is only in the gut. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about probiotics. And when I do, I want to tell you exactly which probiotic to get, what brand to get, things like that. And just a little bit about the gut and why it's important. Probiotics, I always say this, is literally probably on my top 3 list of things that you should take if you don't take nothing else. I would take a probiotic before I would take a multivitamin, hands down. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why that is. And then I'm gonna give you the brand that I have, and it's one of, to me, the best. I'm a researcher, so it's one of the best brands that you can get for probiotics. But if you're gonna have a healthy gut and you're gonna be healthy, there's no such thing as being healthy without a healthy intestinal system and digestive system. You have to have a healthy digestive system in order to be healthy. So as I was sitting in my car waiting, I'm sorry I haven't been on Periscope. I keep, saying, okay, I need to scope at this time, and then I get busy. And so I was sitting here and I wrote down a few things that I want to go over with you really quickly, so that you guys can make sure that you do have a healthy digestive system. First of all, and I want to start off with telling you why this is important. This is important because your gut makes up 80% of your immune system. Okay, so, and what we're going to talk about a little bit is the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, because that's kind of what we're dealing with when it comes to your digestive system. And what people don't realize is that you have stupid donuts. You have 10 times more bacteria in your body than you do cells. Now, y'all know we got millions of cells in our body, but you have 10 times more bacteria in your body. So you have to find a way. Getting a healthy digestive system and gut is all about good bacteria, increasing good bacteria, and getting rid of bad bacteria. Again, it makes up for 80% of your immune system. So if you don't have a good digestive system, you will get sick a lot. So for those who have infections and get and I'm not saying sometimes you can eat something bad and get food poisoning and stuff like that. But even somebody with a healthier digestive system will escape even some of the, you'll have the same people eating the same food, and this food is bad. It's got some kind of bacteria, E. coli, or whatever, but you can increase your chances of not getting sick because bacteria is everywhere. Let's just be honest. But if you have a healthy digestive system, your immune system will be strong enough to fight off some of the bad bacteria like fungi and yeast. And there are doctors that say the thing that causes cancer is fungi, because cancer mimics the exact personality as fungi. So there are some doctors that feel like what cancer is, a cancerous tumor, is fungi that has developed and grown in the body. So you want to make sure that you get a healthy digestive system, because your immune system if it's weak, you will be more prone to chronic illnesses, inflammation, disease, fungi, yeast infections, things like that. And there's other bacteria that derive from that also. Also, your mood and your mind will be much healthier if you have a healthy digestive system. Why do I say this? Serotonin is not. A lot of people think serotonin is created in the mind, in the brain. That makes you, that messes with your mood. Serotonin messes with your mood. Serotonin is not created in the brain. It's developed in the gut. It's developed in the gut. So if you have a healthy gut, you know how the saying, I had a gut feeling. Your gut is literally like your second brain. Serotonin is not developed and derived in the brain. It's developed in the gut. And a lot of people don't know that. So your gut will actually determine your mind and your mood. And a lot of people don't know that. So getting a healthier digestive system will also increase your mood. Okay. So we're going to talk. I'm going to give you really quick before I tell you the brand and explain what you got to look out for, because you do need a probiotic. You need it before you need a multivitamin, before you need a lot of stuff. I mean, there's other stuff you need, but it's on my top 3 list. You have to have probiotics. You have to be able to feed yourself with good bacteria. And I'm going to tell you 7 quick things that you can do to make sure that you are increasing healthy bacteria and getting rid of bad bacteria in your body. Okay, so number 1, the first, and that's what I had to write down. I wrote down 7 quick things while I was sitting here so that I can, I'm going to talk a little bit about kefir. I see somebody say I drink kefir, but you got to be very careful. Watch out for commercialized kefir. And I'll mention that in a minute. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get rid of sugar. You have to get rid of sugar. You have to come off of sugar and foods that turn into sugar very quickly. I know that's something I keep talking about, but you have to come off sugar. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because sometimes when I see people sick and they're eating like sugary foods and artificial flavors and sweeteners and stuff like that, that will keep you sick. The first thing you need to do if you have a flu, a cold, get an infection or sickness, is come off the sugars. I promise you, you will get healthier much quicker. Okay. Gatorade is bad. It has a lot of sugar in it. Yeah, it does have sugar in it. And what sugar does, I'm gonna tell you, it's just like a garden. Okay, you got a garden, you grow these weeds. What sugar is, it's like a fertilizer to weed. It's a fertilizer to bad bacteria. So it's gonna grow a lot of the bad bacteria in your digestive system, and that's going to cause you to get sick and wind up quicker having disease, and your immune system will be very, very weak, right? And your immune system is what fights diseases, and when viruses and things like that attack the body, if your immune system is not strong, that's what happened with people who have HIV and AIDS. They don't always die from AIDS and HIV. Sometimes they'll die from a cold, because they don't have a strong enough immune system to fight off the virus. And the cold is a virus. You know, everybody has that virus. Everybody's had a cold before, pretty much. And if your immune system is weak, you cannot fight it off. So sometimes they'll die just from something that simple. So yeah, the first thing you got to do is come off of, because it's going to fertilize the bacteria. Okay. So no sugar. Well, I'm not gonna say no sugar, just you have to minimize the sugar. And for people who have sugar addictions, I want to encourage you to maybe do a 40-day fast from sugary foods and foods that turn into sugar, and maybe try to go on a low carb diet. And then you can introduce it in moderation, okay? Because it takes about 40 days to break an addiction. So you need some time to come away from it, until your body doesn't crave it anymore. The only reason why you crave sugar is because you eat sugar. So some people always ask, well, how do you crave sugar? Because I don't eat it. I'm not feeding myself the craving. You're going to feed yourself your cravings. So if you drink water, you're going to start desiring water. If you come off the pop and the juice, you will not desire it. As a matter of fact, if you come off pop and juice for even 2 weeks, if you drink it, you'll realize how sugary it is, and it'll actually be like a turnoff to you. So if you want to conquer that, you just have to come off of it, okay? Okay, so the second thing is obviously that you need vegetables, because they're fibers. And what vegetables do, you need a lot of vegetables. Include vegetables in your diet, because vegetables are like weed killers. Okay, so they kill the bad bacteria in your digestive system, and because it's high in fiber, it flushes your digestive system out. So if you're that person, and I know a lot of y'all don't eat vegetables, but if you're that person who never eats vegetables, all you're eating is protein and carbs and things like that, you're not getting enough fiber in your system. You're not going to flush out those bad toxins and that bacteria out of your system. So you have to have a healthy you have to have healthy vegetables. I always say first class vegetables are green leafy vegetables, like greens and spinach and kale and things like that, collard greens and all of that. But you know, you also need your red peppers, your colored vegetables, your carrots, your broccoli, asparagus. You just find vegetables that you like, and you have to eat them. Just think of it as, when I'm eating these vegetables, I'm flushing out my digestive system. I'm getting fiber in my body that can attract all the negative gook and flush it out and detoxify your body. And then also vegetables help to detoxify your liver, and it helps to push fat out your liver, so that you don't wind up with a fatty liver. Okay, so you have to eat vegetables. Okay, the third thing is you have to eat fermented foods. And I wrote a few lists of fermented foods, but there's a lot of fermented foods like kombucha tea, and just they're foods that have been fermented that have good bacteria in it. So some examples would be like kimchi, miso, like miso soup, olives are fermented, pickles are even fermented. Now, okay, let's talk about yogurt and kefir, because yogurt and kefir are those things that are really advertised a lot. But you have to make sure that you stay away from commercialized yogurt and kefir. And the reason why is because of the way it's prepared. Commercialized kefir and yogurt, like that yogurt, what they do is, number one, they put a lot of sugar in the yogurt, a lot of artificial sweeteners, which is actually going to boost the bad bacteria in your system. Okay. Wine is fermented. But it just, I can't, like, it depends on the person, how much. And if like there's a scripture where Paul tells Timothy to drink a little wine for his stomach, but that's because the water that he was drinking was so toxic that it was almost better and more safer to drink the wine than the water. But kombucha tea is a lot better than, you don't have to drink wine. There's other fermented things that you can drink that it has actually health benefits. Wine can be hard on the liver, and so you want to, there's other things. But commercialized yogurt, they put the sugar in it, which boosts the bad bacteria, and the actual amount of bacteria culture is so small that it's almost non-existent. And what people don't realize is the first product that they make this yogurt and kefir with is pasteurized milk. So that is bad in and of itself. It's pasteurized milk. A real fermented yogurt that is healthy is started with raw, organic, non-pasteurized milk. Now, I know it's not going to, everybody has a different taste or whatever. So just make sure that you're not eating the regular yogurt that they advertise on commercial, and that what was the beginning product. Did they ferment it starting with raw organic milk, or did they use pasteurized milk? Because if they use pasteurized milk, you're already at a loss, and that's already going to be bad for your digestive system. So just make sure it's raw, non-pasteurized milk that they use as the starting product for yogurt. Okay, hey from Brazil, how y'all doing? Okay, the next thing is sauerkraut is also fermented. Okay, the next thing is antibiotics. Okay, when you go to the doctor and something's wrong with you and you think that you need antibiotics, one of the first things that the doctors will put you on is antibiotics, whether you need them or not. They'll just say, just in case you got an infection, take antibiotics. Antibiotics destroy good bacteria in your body. You do not want to use antibiotics if you don't need to. Now, granted, there are times you need to. I get it. But don't just let the doctors put you on antibiotic if you don't have if you don't have a real bacteria infection or whatever. If you have a virus, you don't need antibiotics. Antibiotics don't cure viruses. So sometimes when you have a virus and stuff, they'll put you on antibiotics, but the virus just got to pass through. What you got to do for a virus is feed your immune system, make your immune system healthy enough to fight off the virus. Antibiotics are only needed if you have bad bacteria, if you have a bacteria infection. So if any doctor puts you on antibiotics when you have a virus infection, it will not work. And what it will do is it will destroy your body. And there are natural antibiotics. I wrote a few of them down because I want to give them to you. But you can use turmeric. You can use garlic. You can use cayenne pepper and oregano. You can use golden seal and echinacea. So even if you do have a bacteria infection, sometimes you want to you maybe do some natural antibiotics first, because when your body gets used to using so much antibiotics, and also the more you use antibiotics, the less it will start working when you really need it. There may come a time where you really need it because you have an infection that cannot be fought, and your body will not respond to it very well. My daughter and my son, they both had ear infections. And before I put them on, took them to the doctor to get antibiotics, I made my own antibiotic kind of supplement with some olive oil and some ginger, because that's another antibiotic. And I put some garlic in there, and I cooked it over the stove for a little while, several hours, until the garlic and stuff got concentrated throughout the oil. And I used it in their ear, and for my daughter, it worked. But for my son, it did not work. His immune system wasn't, I guess, strong enough to back it up with what I was doing. Grapefruit seed extract is also a natural antibiotic. Absolutely. So Eventually I did allow my son to get on antibiotics, but my daughter was fine. It cured hers. So again, you might want to try some natural antibiotics, because it will make you build bacteria in your digestive system, which is so unhealthy for you, and it will destroy your immune system. So do not allow doctors, and I'm telling you, they just put you on it. Like, they're like, just in case almost kind of deal. You know what I mean? So don't let the doctor, and ask them. If you ever go to the doctor, ask them, has your test confirmed that this is a bacterial infection, or is this a viral infection? Ask them. If they're putting you on antibiotics for a viral infection, that's not a smart doctor. That's all I can say. That's not a smart doctor, because antibiotics don't cure viral infections. Okay. But again, echinacea, things like that will help. The next thing is you need to drink clean water that doesn't have chlorine in it. Now, chlorine does get rid of infections and things like that in the water. So it's cool. It does its purposes. But beyond that point, it then has to be purified again, because chlorine will produce cancer agents in your system, and it will also attack your immune system. I came in here to pick up a healthy gut. So yes, you have to drink clean water. You want to make sure you get your water from a source that you trust, that don't have chlorine in it and all the chemicals, because that will mess up your digestive system. So Kangen water is the best. Cool. Yeah, and fluoride is also is toxic also. And that's why it's good, like, to take iodine, because iodine actually detoxifies your body of bromide and fluoride. So make sure that, I've always advocate for iodine too, because iodine will get rid of some of those chemicals that are kind of still in your system, that are very unhealthy. Okay. The next thing is, don't use antibacterial soap. Don't use antibacterial soap. Antibacterial soap seeps through the skin, and it'll go and it'll kill the good bacteria in your body. So it kind of kills everything in a sense. And you don't want to do that. Again, you have 10 times more. So if let's say you had 10 million cells, you have 100 million bacteria. So you don't want to destroy the good bacteria. You need the good bacteria in your system in order to be healthy. So don't take antibacterial soap, because it kills the good bacteria. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we kill the bad bacteria and keep the good bacteria. And there's other ways to do that. So do not use antibacterial soap. And then number 7 is try to do as much organic as possible, because with your fruit, because pesticides, again, they're like fertilizing, and they will increase the bad bacteria in your digestive system. And you want to make sure your fruit is organically grown, to make sure that there are no pesticides and extra chemicals and stuff in the soil when they were preparing the fruit, because that will affect when you're getting pesticides and stuff inside your system. Again, it's going to feed off bad bacteria. You're going to have a lot of bad bacteria. Your immune system is going to be weak, and it produces an environment that is conducive for all kind of diseases, including cancer and chronic illnesses. And you do not want to, thank you so much, Tomorrow Life. You don't want to do that to your system, because again, 80% of your immune system is all about the gut. You have to make sure you have a healthy gut. There are so many things that you can do to detoxify your gut, to make sure that you are healthy. And actually, when it comes to detoxification, that is literally the first thing that you really should detoxify. Soda is not good for you at all. It's got so much sugar in it and acid, and it's horrible. Thanks, love chapters. Soda's terrible, and it's terrible for your teeth. So yes, bacteria, good bacteria is our friend. Bad bacteria is not. The first thing you should do when you do a detox is detoxify your digestive system. I have an entire book that I wrote on how to detox in the gut, and I have foods that you need to eat, recipes, an explanation of the use of the colon and all of that. So I do have material on it. Why do you want to know how old I am? I don't understand. Okay, so now that's when we're going to get to the probiotics. And okay, here's the thing. Okay, I do a lot of research. I love research. You cannot get any probiotic. Why? They did a study on 55 different brands of probiotic. Only 13% of those brands had good bacteria in it. A third of 33%, a third of those had no bacteria. So 55, only 13%. So let's see, what's 13? We're looking at 87% of the brands were false advertised. They did not have the cultures, the good bacteria in it like they said they did. They did a test on it. So they were pretty much lying. And then 33% of them completely had no good bacteria at all. Like it was literally like a placebo almost. So you cannot get right 80% of the brands out of 55 different brands of probiotics. So you cannot just get any probiotic, okay? Now, the probiotic that I personally use has no dairy, no wheat, no corn, no gluten, non-GMO, and the manufacturer, that's why you got to go through a trustworthy manufacturer. The manufacturer are the ones who actually started to create this whole idea of live cultures, which is live bacteria that you're putting in the body to have a healthy digestive system. Do not get any probiotics that are enteric coated, enteric coated, because what it is there are some probiotics that, let me explain this right. They're coated in such a way that protects the probiotic from being destroyed by the acid in your system. So you kind of lose, but they're not as potent as the ones that are non-enteric coated. Yeah, enteric coated. There is a way to do the non-enteric coated and have twice the effectiveness of the probiotic in your system. And the first thing you got to do is you have to you have to take probiotics at the right time of the day. Okay. And this is important. Don't take it at night. Don't take it in the middle of the day. Don't take it after eating food. You are to wake up in the morning. So much more. Thank you so much, Nicole. When you wake up in the morning on an empty stomach, you take your probiotics at that point, non-enteric, because now you're going to get twice the effectiveness. Like the enteric coated is not bad, but because of that coat, you lose some of the culture, because it's like trying to protect, like we don't want to be destroyed by making our way to the digestive system with all the acid that's in your stomach. But the thing is, I just got here. I won't delete it. But the thing is, if you take it on an empty stomach when you first wake up, your pH balance in your digestive system is very neutralized. Okay. So it's very neutralized. So it's not going to be destroyed by the acid, but just make sure that you don't eat until about 20 minutes after that. Okay. So that it will make its way to the digestive system. Okay. The brand that I use and I'll tell you why this brand is so important. This is Dr. McCullough's Complete Probiotic. Dr. Mercola, MERCOLA, Complete Probiotics. I ain't here to sell you. I mean, I ain't getting no money for, but I'm really telling y'all that this is some really, really good probiotics. And I'll tell you why, because the manufacturers, these are the ones who first originated the whole idea of the whole life culture. And they have nitrogen packaging that makes it more reliable. Now, let me tell you why this is so wonderful. Okay. Probiotics is actually in green vibrance too. And it's okay. You can have more. I buy this at my health food store. So, yeah, but they do sell it online. And you can go to maybe drmccullough.com too. This is, and I've researched it. That's why I'm telling you guys. I've researched it just from him, but, and explaining it and things like that. So okay, is it refrigerated? Yes, you should refrigerate it. However, this stuff cannot be refrigerated. It has 70 billion. It is bowel resistant, so it's non-enteric coated. It has 70 billion live cultures. I love it. They went from like 64 billion to 70 billion. It used to be 64 billion. But they went, children can take probiotics, but I get them the kids probiotics. He got kids probiotics also. So this has 70 billion live cultures in it. And if you don't refrigerate this and you keep it on your counter for 2 years, you will still get 70 billion cultures if you take this 2 years from now. Now, the time frame is 2 years, not more than 2 years. So even a year from now, non-refrigerated, you will have the 70 billion cultures in here. Now, actually, they put about 90 or 100 billion in here. So some of the cultures decay if you have it on the counter, but they want to make sure you get 70 billion even if it's not in the refrigerator. If you do refrigerate it, you will get about 90 to 100 million cultures if you refrigerate it. But even if you don't, it will last 2 years and give you 70 billion each serving of cultures. This is good bacteria. This is for your digestive system. That's why it's so wonderful, because you don't see a lot that have no 70 billion. And again, they actually put more than 70 billion to make sure that you get 70 billion if it's left out. Now, I do refrigerate it because you're going to get about 20 to 30% more. You're going to get 20, 30 billion more in there if you do refrigerate it, but it doesn't have to be. So you can take it with you. You can travel. You can still get the 70 billion. Of course, it's not going to last you 2 years if you're taking it every day, but I'm just saying this is how good this stuff is. So this is how it looks. Let me see if it is it. Okay, Dr. McCullough. Okay. Krill oil is an omega oil. I use krill oil all the time. It's really good. So yeah, Dr. McCullough probiotics, they don't have side effects. Probiotics are good bacteria. You need that in your system. You found it online. How many do you take in the AM? You take 2 on an empty stomach. So the first thing I do actually when I wake up, even before I do my liver detox drink, which is the apple cider vinegar, is, you can take live enzymes, is I take me 2 probiotics on an empty stomach. And then I go and I get dressed and things like that. And then I come back downstairs and I do the apple cider vinegar. This is why this is so really good, is because of how many billion cultures it have and how many actually more it actually has. And again, this is Dr. McCullough, but he went with a very trustworthy manufacturer company to help make this product. And I'm not saying that there are not other really good products out there, but what I am saying is that I've researched this, and I like to give people things that I have researched. So this is my suggestion of what you should take, just because, again, there's no dairy, there's no wheat, there's no corn, it's not genetically modified. These are real live bacteria, good bacteria cultures. They have acid resistance, so you're going to get all of it to your digestive system. How much apple cider vinegar do you drink? I drink about a tablespoon or 2 in my water. If I'm sick, I'll drink a little bit more, because it'll help kill some of the bacteria, and it helps boost your pH balance, and it's good for your immune system, and it's a detoxifier, and it's an alkaliner. So if I'm sick, I'll take a little bit more. But guys, I used to get infections all the time. And apple cider vinegar, you can put it in anything. I used to get sinus infections and throat infections, and I'm not saying I'll never get one. I don't know, but what I do know is, as I had to figure out a regimen for me because of my immune system and my body type. Because some people are inherently and genetically have stronger immune systems than others. But I just know that the stuff that I've been taking, and the apple cider vinegar and the probiotics, and all of my vitamins and my iodine, because iodine actually helps with flus and colds and stuff. Actually, you can, put your doctors suggest that you put your kids on iodine if they have colds and flus. And don't ever take any of my word over your doctor's orders. But I do suggest people see a naturopathic doctor, because they get more to root problems instead of just, prescribing medication. So I'm not here to replace a doctor. I'm not a doctor by profession. I'm not a medical doctor or anything, but this is from the research. I'm just sharing the research I've done over the years For a flu, you can take echinacea, you can take golden seal, you can take turmeric for the inflammation. Golden seal works really good. Echinacea will shorten a flu by at least 3 days. So if it's supposed to be 5 days, you can knock it down into 3 days. Obviously, high dosages of vitamin C. A must. High dosages of vitamin C if you have the flu, and zinc. Vitamin C and zinc. Actually, you should take vitamin C and zinc every day. I do it too. And again, I went through the whole winter without, I was shocked, but yeah, I'm calling Dr. So you can be his guest. Thanks. That's sweet. So yeah, if you have the flu, you definitely want to boost your, you want to take iodine, you want to take vitamin C, zinc, echinacea, golden seal is a natural antibiotic also, and helps against viruses too. And oregano, you want to take oregano oil. Now don't taste good at all. But doctor keeps prescribing steroids. I'm not, there's times when you do need medication. I'm not against it. I just think that there needs to be a way to possibly try to, or a plan for your doctor and you to come off. If there's a natural way, to change your diet and to take vitamins and things like that. So I think that needs to be a discussion that you have with your doctor if you are. But sometimes steroids are needed, when people have chronic illnesses and ulcers and stuff like that. So I am not against medicine. I am not against prescriptive medicine. There is a place for it. There is a blessing in it. But I just think that there's other things that should be in addition with it, to kind of, get your body back healthy again, where you not necessarily have to be dependent on it. So, yeah, I'm not here to trash talk doctors or to trash talk medicine. It's a blessing. I thank God for complex medicines. Actually, a lot of prescriptive medicines come from certain herbs. They just add different compounds to it. And and it's more complex and it's stronger. That's why I do suggest herbs as a preventative measure. But sometimes when you get to a place where you are so sick, herbs are not strong enough to bring you out of it. So sometimes you do need the prescriptive medicines, but herbs can be very helpful with preventative. That's why I tell people, do this stuff even when you're not sick. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till you get sick to do this stuff. It's not about, if you do get sick, there are herbs I can suggest, for your sickness and things like that. But don't wait till you get sick to try to be healthy. Okay. So that is chemotherapy and radiation. It depends on the doctor. Some people take it. Some people don't want to take it. There are other doctors that have cured cancer and stuff like that with sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. And there's one guy who said his daughter, her brain fell apart from radiation. And there was a doctor who actually killed her of the baking soda, but she still died because her brain fell apart because when she was a baby, she had too much radiation. There's a place for it. You know what I'm saying? I can't, sometimes people need to take it sometime. But if you do have cancer, or if anybody has cancer, the first thing you really should do is go on a raw diet. That's the first thing. You have to come completely off sugar. I know it's rough, but you have to go through a complete detoxification. And but the first thing you should do is go on a raw diet if you do have cancer. So there are people who did cure themselves of cancer from a raw diet. I know it. I've read books and testimonies. I've seen testimonies of people who did it. I'm not saying that you should go that route, because you're not gonna blame me if something happened and you like what's his name, Steve Jobs, and you wind up dying because he didn't want to do chemo and radiation and he tried to do the natural thing and it didn't work for him. So some people would do, some people don't. But I just definitely, if you do it, you need, my mom had breast cancer. She went through radiation. I didn't try to stop her, I just wanted her healed, but I did talk to her about her health on another note. I'm like, how to eat healthy and herbs that she can take. And there's even herbs that you can take to help with, radiation and chemotherapy to kind of help. Because people get sick and nauseous and stuff like that. So there's like herbs that you can take in addition to chemotherapy, so that the chemotherapy is not doing as much damage to your body as normal. So there are herbs you can take for that, like milk thistle helps, with people who are taking chemotherapy. So And Jesus is the best healer. So, if you looking for a miracle, you can find it in him. At the same time, God can cure you of cancer also. But don't, not take your medicine and say, God healed me. You need to get something that the doctor says, like, you don't have cancer no more. Don't just throw your stuff out like, I'm healed. Just be wise with it. Dandelion root is also good. So, cancer is one of them things. I'm not going to tell you not to take chemo or not to take radiation. I think some people should. And then maybe other people can find other options. I do think people need to be more educated with their options. And I think the doctors need to be a little bit more open-minded with other options to provide people, because there are only 3 things that a medical doctor will give you when it comes to cancer. And that's chemo, radiation, and surgery. They have no other options. None whatsoever. And that's why sometimes it don't even matter with the biopsy. Actually, sometimes the biopsy will cause you to get cancer, because when the cancer is within a tumor, it's branched off from the rest of the body. And so the moment that needle pops that biopsy open, all of a sudden, I don't know if you've known people who like went in for a biopsy and then all of a sudden next day, like it done spread to their whole body, and it's like you're dying like overnight, or like mammograms where they put 50-pound weights on your breast and pop, you get cancer that day from the mammogram. That happens. So biopsies can even be risky. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry to get biopsies. So when they tell you come in and get a just random biopsy, sometimes, there are people who have cancerous tumors in their breast, and they can have it for years and it don't have nothing happen to it until the doctor tries to talk you into surgery, and then all of a sudden, pop, they open it up, and then boom, it spreads, and then now you got it in your bones and your spine and everywhere else. And so that happens. But I'm not saying that's not to discourage anybody from getting a biopsy or from taking chemo or radiation. But what I am saying is sometimes you get cancer the day you get the biopsy, because that needle will poke that thing open and it spreads. Because a tumor is sometimes a blessing, because the tumor is putting boundaries around the cancer in a sense. So, it just depends. I just think doctors just need to educate us all a little bit more about it so that we can have better options. And at this rate, cancer is not doing so good with the success rate. So I think it's time to look at other options, because sometimes people get the radiation and stuff and the chemotherapy, and then their lifespan is horrible for the next 6 months, and then they still die. Well, I would rather just have another 4 months of just happy life than going, so it really depends. You got to ask questions. You got to ask your doctor, what is the success rate? How likely is this that I get a quality of life after this? Am I going to die anyway? Am I just trying to prolong my time for 8 months, but I'm miserable and I'm throwing up and my hair falling out and I'm not able to really kick it with my kids anyway? Or can I just cut that time in half and get 4 months of just happy life? I mean, let me know what my options are. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, so I just think we need more options with that. But Green Vibrance is really good. It has all your multivitamins in it, calcium, vitamin D. It has probiotics in it. It gives you energy. It's one of the greatest green foods that I know right now on the market. It's amazing. It's just the energy and all of the minerals and the vitamins that it provides, and the herbs and all the green vegetables that it has in Green Vibrance. I love it. It is, even at Vitamin Shop, it's their #1 seller. It's their best green food. It doesn't taste good. So, if you do protein or something, you might want to mix it with some flavor, some chocolate or something like that. Should you request to see a dietitian? Yeah. If you need a dietitian, absolutely. What brand of iodine? I do Infowars.com if it's the liquid form. I buy it from them, or I get the iodoral, which is in the pill form, which is 12.5 milligrams. There's a benefit to both. The liquid doesn't have 12.5 milligrams. You have to do it by droplets, so you can you don't have to take 12.5 in a pill, because sometimes you might want to reduce it, because you can have side effects from taking iodine, because it detoxifies your body. So you can have symptoms of nausea and vomiting and dizziness and things like that, because your body's detoxifying. So that's pretty normal. But with the liquid form, you don't have to take the full 12.5. So both of them are good. MCT oil, not MTI oil. MCT oil is really good for putting ketones in your body and losing weight. and burning fat basically really quick, and energy to the brain, and it's a brain food. I think somebody was asking about the MCT oil. Seaweed has iodine. Seaweed and kelp are like one of the highest levels of because they come straight from the soil. It depends, migraine, you might want to see a chiropractor. You could have a joint out of place. You can have pressure. Magnesium can sometimes do it. White willow bark is an herb that's similar to aspirin. It just depends on the source of your migraines. Is it because you're tired? It could be unhealthy eating. It could be detoxification. It just depends. Kelp is good. Yeah, kelp is a source of iodine, just as long as I'm always about the manufacturer where it comes from. Infowars.com is where I get my liquid iodine. Infowars.com. Yeah. All right, guys, I have a meeting. It's nascent iodine. I always recommend nascent iodine. Other than the iodoral, which is iodine mixed with iodide. But the iodoral only comes in a pill form of 12.5. So if you need to take less than that, you can't reduce it. You got to take it in pill form. So some people need it. Some people need higher levels of iodine if you're pregnant, if you have larger breasts, if you have more fat in your body, because it feeds the fat, the cells, the skin. It feeds the prostate, every organ in your body it feeds. So you need levels of it if you're pregnant. You need it so that your child don't come out with Down syndrome. Talk to your doctor about it if you are pregnant. And then people with thyroid issues need more iodine also. And again, talk to your doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. This is my research, my years of study for this, but I am not here to replace doctors' information at all. You are all at your own risk when you journey through this. But I will say talk to naturopathic doctors, because what I am saying, there are many doctors that advocate it, but there are doctors who are more about root issues and being healthy and preventative measures and things like that. Okay, so I have to go because I have a meeting, and they'll be calling me in a minute, and I'll have to hang up anyway. So thank you so much. I didn't catch that name. Thank you so much. I hope y'all are enjoying y'all health journey. I'm gonna take y'all through the journey, and I will talk to you guys really soon. Make sure you get your probiotics. Make sure you get a healthy digestive system, and look out for my survey, as I will be posting it on Facebook and social media, and I will keep you posted because I just want to know your input. Takes less than 30 seconds. It's very quick, and if there's an option to leave your email, so that when I do send free products and free books and stuff like that, I want to be able to send it to all of you guys. So make sure you please leave your email at the end of the survey. It's like 1 or 2 questions, and then you can leave your name and email, and I'll send you the stuff. It will depend on what you say you want is what I'm going to send you. So that's why I need to know, so I can know, because I have a lot of stuff, but I want to know what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? And whatever y'all do want that I don't have, I will put it together. I'll get all this information out. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much, y'all, for listening. Thanks so much for the hearts. I love you guys.